I, am I comfortable? Oh, God. Ah, my fucking lips are so dry, bro. All right. So I don't know how I'm gonna approach this really, but I just want to show you what's in front of my house. Now, granted, we live in an area where there's a lot of deer and stuff, and they cross the road and stuff. But he's a baby. Oh, wait, wait, stop. I can't deal with it. I can't. There's a dead baby, like small deer in front of my house, and it's like I don't like it. Um, Last night, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I cried for about like an hour straight about the missing children and stuff because I had a revelation, like one of those like haha moments, huh? So I don't know if you guys remember, and I'm just gonna talk about this real quick before I get into the actual message. I don't know if you guys remember. I told you guys that I had the dream. It was in October. There was spaceships in the sky, and they were coming down. And when they came down from the sky, there was a bunch of children that came out of the spaceships and they were wearing costumes. And I looked at them and I was like, what's going on here? And I saw them, but I didn't know like that they were, I didn't know who they were. So, yeah, he's dead. He's dead. His neck is like crooked on the side and all that. It's bad. He's dead. I made sure because I was like, I'm not gonna let him sit there and suffer, like, like, but he was dead. So, I don't like that. I don't like that. It makes me very sad. Ooh, I once rescued a deer. Well, that makes me feel good. One time there was a deer who got hit by a car. She was bleeding from her nose. She was small. She was a baby, a fawn. Took her in my car. I drove about an hour to some guy who like does wildlife rescues at home. And then he would send me pictures and she grew into a big girl. She went out into the field, ran around, enjoyed herself. Like, yeah, so that was a good thing. But it's bound to happen where we live. Like I said, they're starving over there because they wouldn't be coming here to get food if they weren't so hungry. You know what I'm saying to you? I'm seeing two black chickens here, no joke. And black chickens are very rare and they're beautiful though. And I'm seeing two black chickens right there. Um, I've been, I was crying last night for that long because I remember the dream I told you guys I had. The kids were coming out of the spaceship and I saw them and I was like, what's going on here? And she looked at me with this dead serious look. And at the time, I didn't know what this dream meant because I saw them coming out of spaceships with these men with like suits on, like the Men in Black type thing, right? But they had like suits, like black suits and black leather jackets. They looked like they were in a like a gang or whatever it is, right? And then last night I was meditating on that because I started crying about kids being. I'm watching the show Lioness, right? And that part where she goes back to try to rescue the kids and then she can't rescue them and they end up a couple of them end up getting killed and she started crying, so I started crying, and then I started thinking about it, and then I remembered the dream I had about the missing children, and I asked what that was, and then Spirit told me something that just broke my fucking heart. They said that what you saw was kids that are being held captive by these people being released on Halloween to enjoy the day, to make them feel like kids again, like so that they can behave or they can go get a bunch of candy and enjoy themselves for the day. So they basically let them out, but told them if any of you run away, we'll kill your parents or we'll do that. Like, I don't want to say too much, but what I want to say to you is that last night I cried a lot about that, a lot. So yeah, And then I had some warning dreams about not trusting people too much. Like if they're trying to sell you something and you know it doesn't work, you know it's broken, don't buy it. I'm hearing that very strongly. I'm seeing the name Tony here, especially like if there's something, if you're dealing with somebody named Tony or with the S, the letter S and a D. Letter S, letter D, Tony, and I'm seeing 1957 here, 1956. Those are the dates I'm seeing. So if you end up dealing with someone with that, either that birthday or that's your birthday or whatever, and I got like a really bad headache today, like it's pounding. All in all, though, I feel great, but I'm telling you this for a reason. Last night I had some really strange things happen. It was, I would say, more this morning, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. Mm, whoever the fuck this entity was, he was big, big and scary. And each time I would go into REM state, he kept pushing me and pushing me. He called me stupid, mad loudly. He said, "Stupid!" And then he pushed me and he bullied me. And I finally, spirit showed me him in my third eye. I was like, "Who the fuck is this? Like, you got 5 seconds to get the fuck away from me. 5 seconds," because they were pushing me. Like, when I say pushing me, I was like moving like this. And I said, "You got 5 seconds to get the fuck away from me." And then I said, "Who the fuck is this?" Right? And then spirit showed me. I closed my eyes with my third eye, and I saw this, like, you know those video games where at the end you always have to beat like the big monster. He's like the big guy. So he came at me, and I just like took a knife and chopped him up like in a million pieces. Took his parts and then threw him into the stratosphere so he couldn't find his way back to his body type shit. I'm not even kidding you. Now, do I know that I'm an entity fighter? Do I know that I've gotten rid of entities and demonic presences and people and evil spirit and evil people? And the funny fucking thing is, this is the funny thing. You know, I'm just gonna say it. I don't give a shit. I gotta say it. There's a couple of readers that I used to watch a lot, and I'm gonna say this because this is what happened when I tried to pray for these readers. There's a couple of readers I used to watch a lot. There was one girl I used to watch a lot. Forget her name, but now I watch Sand Tarot sometimes and Cognitive Universe, and then I used to watch this girl Alchemy and You. Her name's, I think, Natalie. I used to watch her a lot, and then I started seeing her get toxic, and I saw a dream of her with an entity that took over her. I'm telling you this for all intensive purposes, so you could understand what I've dealt with this past few years and what spirit has shown me about people and their entities, right? And then in the dream, she was sitting in the computer, and there was an entity behind her, and it was controlling her, like it was like controlling her every move. And I remember writing to her saying, "Hey, you got like an entity that's trying to control you, and that's why you're angry all the time and stuff." And she got mad and started saying that we're stalkers and all this stuff. Anyway, the point is she didn't take the advice very well. But till to this day, spirit tells me that she's infested with entities in her home. Infested. Like it's bad. It's to the point where like it's bad. So last night I was praying for her for some reason because I feel like in a past life somehow or another we were connected like as oracles together and mediums. I know this like may not make sense to you, but hear me out because I may not know people, but if I feel a certain connection to them and I see them slipping off spiritually, not using their gifts for the highest good, I start to get nervous and worried for them and I start praying for them. I know that sounds stupid to some people, but to me it's not because I know that my intentions are good. You understand what I'm saying to you? I can't see the comments. Mm. So my intentions are good, right? But when you try to tell a person who thinks they know everything about something you're being shown, they're gonna think you're some crazy stalker or something. When in all reality, you just care. You just care. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. You just care because you can read it and see it. You're able to see it with your eyes, you know, and your third eye and your dreams. And Some people you see and you're like, when you see that person, you're like, God, this person is so gifted, so talented. They have so much to offer. Why are they doing like these like low grade, like what is their ego like? What is your ex like? Free love readings, and you're single, you're not in love, you look miserable, you're acting miserable. Why are you doing that? And I'm not judging them like you're a miserable bitch. What I'm seeing is somebody who's trapped by an entity. It's almost like we're at this point where like negativity. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, I can't with these Hasidic Jews around here. You know what? I'm at a point where like they are like literally like rats infesting this area. I'm not kidding. I don't give a flying shedang if you're like, you can't say that, Flo. I can say it. I can say it though, because it's the truth. Infested. Like it's like roaches infesting your fucking home. Yeah, you coming out at night like roaches is a problem. It's a problem. Anyway, so I don't give a fuck because you guys don't understand what I see around here. Disrespect, throwing their garbage on the streets, building fucking breaking down all the wood and all the places that were nice and fucking nice, all gone. All being built. Fucking supermarket here, light store there, bread store there, light store there, supermarket here. God damn, bro. Infestation. When you can come into a place and that can happen within the first year and it's already turned into shit from a nice calm neighborhood to now traffic and oh my god, the toxicity. I just can't. You know what? I can't. And my spirit guides know. And you know what? That dead deer in front of my driveway, not in front of my driveway, in front of my house today, it was a sign for me. And it's a sign from spirit saying, you got to get the fuck out of here. This area ain't it no more. This is not. This ain't it. That could be a message for you. Like you know it. You can feel when you go outside of your area and your stuff. You can feel that. Like this is not it. This is not where I belong. And this is not an angry rant. This is me speaking because I'm seeing things differently now with more love and more light. And when I had the entity try to attack me after I tried to pray for these people, it showed me, it revealed to me. I see what the fuck these people are about. When I saw the missing children being shown to me that they're threatening, I can't. It's these things that I'm seeing that I've always known, and I always see. But when I'm seeing it clearly now, and I'm trying to face it with love and light instead of anger, fear, and resentment, um, it's tough because as a person who loves so much, especially animals, children, and I see and I feel things like that, I can feel them and I feel the pain, and it's so draining and stressful. And I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm gonna tell you, listen, man, spirits got a warning for you before this blessing. That's how I'm feeling. hmm Almost like somebody's gonna try to like make you do something or buy something or sell you something like this. And like I'm hearing, don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. You understand? Like when I say disrespect, no respect, no respect, no bound. Like when people think they're God's chosen people, and then they think they run the world, and we're the pests, we're the problems, because that's how they look at us. I'm sorry, but I don't care if you're a Jew, if you're a Muslim, if you're gay, straight, bi. If you're looking at other people like something's wrong with them, something's wrong with you. Like you're looking at us like we're pests, but no, we're not at all. And you're not going to get rid of people, and that's not going to happen, no matter how hard you try. Because what I see here is a takeover. So when are we gonna start to like actually realize that like Jewish people run this world? Like when you gonna realize that they're the real reptilian rats that run this world? What? That's a racist comment? No, honey, it's a I see it comment. When are we gonna start admitting that already? I don't want to be anti-Semitic. That's not anti-Semitic. Anti-Semitic is folk Jews. I don't hate Jews. I don't hate any Jews. I don't have hatred for any Jew. But I see who runs this world, and I see who the fuck is the reptilian, and I see what the agenda is. I'm not stupid. They've been in the mix since Jesus era, before Jesus era. They're in the Vatican, they're in the uh Christianities, they're in the Muslims, they're in the Freemasons, they're everywhere. They're in the Hollywood. They're the ones that run Hollywood, control it, manipulate it. You see all those ugly ass old Jewish guys sleeping and forcing these young girls to sleep with them. You've seen it, Epstein, all these motherfuckers, all of them. One thing people are never gonna say is all these motherfuckers that keep getting caught up in this shit and these scandals are what? They're Jewish. Love and light, man. Love and fucking light. Because I see it. And it grosses me out. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. Listen, I have respect for everybody until you come up in a space, take everyone out of their homes because you're laundering money and you got the biggest mafia on earth because religions are mafias, just like the IRS is a mafia. They tax you, and the IRS is like the mafia. That's what they do. They come to you. Oh, you made $3 million. I'm gonna need 800 to $1 million out of your money, and I'll keep you protected. Protected from who? Protected from me. Have you ever seen the King of Tulsa? The King of Tulsa. He walks into the weed shop, goes to Tulsa. His mafia family sends him to Tulsa. He goes there, knows nobody. He walks in a weed shop, strong arms the guy, and he goes, "From now on, every month you're gonna pay me to protect you." He goes, "Protect you from who?" And he goes, "Protect you from me." And he's like, "What the fuck?" Then he starts building his empire. That's what it's like. They're extortionists, they're mafia, they're the mobsters, they're extorting people left and right. It's a cult, religious, IRS, group, gang, CIA, DEA, gang related motherfuckers. The biggest gangs in the world, the biggest drug dealers are in the world are those people that are supposed to protect you. And I'm watching the show Lioness, right? I'm watching the show Lioness. What did they say? We went there, we went to the mission, and when we got there, we saw a bunch of children, we saw hundreds of kids getting ready to be sex trafficked. And what did the CIA say? That's not what we do. We didn't come here on a rescue mission. We came here to find the people and the drugs. You're more concerned about the drugs than the children? Really? That's your problem when, first of all, you're the one cartelling all the fucking drugs into the United States in the first place. The cartel, the mafias, they can't do shit without some pull and strength in the judicial system, in the CIA, and the DEA, and the PEA, and the PPK, and the fucking BET. They're all connected. All these motherfuckers, they're all working together. They're the biggest scam artists. And we sit here. Oh, our government cares about us. The CIA protects us. Our army, thank you for serving like fucking retards. No, stop serving. Stop serving, and we won't have this fucking problem. If everybody who was told to go to war said no, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? There's billions of us, a million or two of them who control this place. That show is telling on the government like crazy. Watch that show. Watch that show, Lioness. Go ahead. I dare you to watch that show. The beginning, the second one especially. Mhm. Because guess what? Like Spirit always tells me, don't talk about that stuff. It's okay. And then sometimes they're like, don't say Hasidic Jews because people are gonna think you're racist. People know me. I'm far from a racist. What I am is a seer. What I am as a person who was there since the biblical BBC freaking Ice Age times, and I remember from beginning to time who controlled what, and they still do. You got a supermarket that goes like this. This is their supermarket. They got a supermarket that's like this around here. Yeah. And what is that? I'm getting a small, a musky, like weird musky smell right now. This is so weird. It just came out of nowhere. Like burning of sage. Yo, what the fuck? That's the weirdest shit ever. Welcome to members, babe. Please, I'm sorry that you guys hear me saying things like this, but I've been seeing it so much that at this point it's just, it's irritating my soul. And I know for a fact, like no matter where you go, you're always gonna see types of people, but there's always different types of people. There's types of people who are gonna look at you like you're the pest and you're the problem, when really they're the fucking problem and they're the pests. Honestly, let's really talk about it because at this point I'm done. I'm done pretending, you know. If it goes dead for a second, guys, I'm sorry, but in this area, I'm going to the highway. I gotta go to Kohl's and return this stuff real quick from Amazon. That's another thing. I gotta stop shopping at Amazon sometimes because you know you need stuff and you're just like, no, it's easy, convenient. It's gotta stop, bro. It's toxic. It's fucking toxic. I looked at my account. The amount of money I spent on Amazon this year is it's insane, bro. It's insane. It's gotta stop. It's like really gotta stop. You know, there's two benefits of living with people like your parents or whatever or whatever it is, or you know, I they live with me because I do every fucking thing for them. Now that I'm like talking about moving out, like they're nervous. They're like, oh, don't move out because they know that I do everything for them. I clean, I cook, I do the laundry, I take out the trash, I fucking do everything, you know, and I pay rent and I pay the heat and electric. Okay. So, you know, and then the thing about living with people that you feel like you can rely on, you feel sometimes like, oh, you can spend money on other things, but that's the toxic thinking mentality. Now I've strapped down, I'm saving my money as much as I can. You know what? I don't know about you guys, but I'm going through a stage right now where like I understand and I'm very patient, but and this is good. I'm gonna talk, bro. I know that some people be like, you share too much. Like my mom said the other day, stop sharing your information. I'm like, Mom, I'm not sharing my information. When I'm talking about what my stuff is, it's a message for other people. Like they feel in the same way, but they're just too afraid to say it in public because they're afraid of people going to think about them. When I'm in the process of growing with them